coming out here after 30 years, yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on the YouTube, man. Everybody been rocking with me. Everybody been holding me down lately. I appreciate you, man. It's a beautiful thing. Seems like y'all been enjoying these stories, so I'm gonna give y'all some more of these stories. Like I say, I got a infinite amount of these because it's all you doing there is just see things and be around these same people all day, every day. So it's like you just got to recall the things that you've experienced, things that you went through, and just keep it in your memory. Which for me is kind of easy, you know what I'm saying? This stuff stays in my memory, man. So yeah, I want to tell y'all about this day, about this this guy, man. His name is Yardie, man. Yardie. They used to call him back where he was from, the Yardman, you know. So Yardie is a cat I met when I was up in the mountains, deep in the belly of the beast, up there in Wallace Ridge, where racism is normal. So it was crazy up there. But yeah, I was up there, and at the time that I was up there, I think it's like I went in 2009, and at the time I went up there, they had was doing this thing with these prisons where they, you know, Virginia was taking in prisoners from out of state because other states and stuff were crowded. So Virginia was taking on the prisoners because they was getting a check for them. You know, they paid Virginia to house these inmates. And at the time, Virginia had the room because they had just built all these new prisons. So Wallace Ridge was like fairly new, and it was, you know, only certain criteria can go there. So if they didn't have enough to fill up the criteria there, they had extra space. So they was taking in prisoners from other places. And at this time, they had prisoners there. When I got there, they had prisoners there from the Virgin Islands, and I think it was either Utah or Wyoming. But I think it was Wyoming. I'm not sure about that, but I know it was one or the other. So the thing is, they integrate us all. We ended up, you know, being, you know, in pods with these guys from, you know, the Virgin Islands and the guys from you know, Wyoming. So I ended up being in a block where it was a lot of the Virgin Island dudes, which is cool because, like I say, my step pops is Virgin Island. He's from the Virgin Islands, you know, and he's been in my life for 35 plus years. So I'm kind of used to these cats and how they talk and, you know, their mannerisms or whatnot, which to me is always entertaining as I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, Yardie, you know, he was a big, and for lack of other words, I would say it to him because I used to tell him all the time, big ugly cat, man. Big, ugly, mean looking dude, man. Probably like 6'5", about 250. And he just had this, you know, this growl on his face all the time. Like he was always angry, always mad, you know, and like he was unapproachable. He just looked so mean all the time. He never looked like he was happy, you know. So I was the barber in the block at this time. I became the barber, and I used to cut everybody's hair, and I had to cut everybody's hair, and it's probably 80 to 85 men. So within a week, you know, if anybody needed a haircut, I probably had to cut their hair. So potentially I could cut 80 people's hair in a week, you know. I spaced it out and, you know, did a certain amount of people today and a certain amount of people tomorrow. I used to do top tier, bottom tier, you know, and just space it out like that. And just, you know, just so I can have some order for myself the way I cut hair. And so I had my own little system and everything the way I cut hair. And the Virgin Islands dudes, they didn't know me, so they used to come over and try to talk to me and everything. And I was pretty cool with most of them, you know. up here in the mountains, it behooves you to be cool with everybody because they ain't playing up there. They shooting you if you raise your voice. They shooting. I mean, they shoot if you step across the line, and I mean actually shooting you. They're gonna shoot you. So all of these conditions is going on while we up here. They will let the dog bite you if you get to fighting. They're gonna shoot you if you get to fighting. So, like I said, it don't behoove you to have no beef up there with nobody because you gonna get hurt one way or the other. You know, that's just automatic. You gonna get hurt. So, like I said, the Virgin Island dudes, man, they used to come, man, and you know, Banky, man, I need a haircut, man. You know, you got me, bro. I'm like, yeah, I got you. You know, I get you on this day, that day, a certain time, or whatever. I never really seen all of them. They together, so they used to congregate together. They used to be together. They used to be in their own little group. I think it was like maybe anywhere from 12 to 15 of them in my block. You know, dudes from the Virgin Islands, and they would all be together, eat together, laugh together, talk together because they knew each other. They came from the prison over there to over here, so you're getting to know other people. Now eventually in time they knew other people, so they really interacted with other people. But for the most part, a lot of them would be together because they knew each other. They felt more comfortable with each other. That's normal. I never seen any of them kicking it with Yachty. You know, never. He always a loner. He always by himself. And I always heard people saying, usually they put the Virgin Island dudes in the cell together. Not Yachty. He was in the cell with, a Virginia inmate. And every Virginia inmate he was in the cell with ended up getting up out of the cell with him. They ain't want to be in there with him. Said he was difficult. Said he was mean. Said he was always, starting stuff or whatever. So, he kept a single cell for the most part. Everybody went in there. They didn't stay in there long. They came up out of there. I got to know him because he used to stand around watching me cut hair, and then he would all of a sudden, want to pick when he want to have a haircut. He didn't want to have a haircut when I'm doing other people's hair. And on his block, on his side, the side that I'm doing, he'll wait till he feel like he need a haircut. So he just used to come in there and just used to stare and didn't say nothing. So one day he come down there and he was like, I need a haircut, man. I'm like, okay, I got you, man. I get you tomorrow. I need a haircut today, man. I'm like, man, I'm cutting somebody's hair. I'll get you. When I get you, I told you your day is tomorrow. Man, just don't worry about it. And he walk away, So I see him go stand over on the wall, and he's just leaning on the wall, but he's steady watching me over there cutting hair. So now in penitentiary, normally this right here is the beginning of a potential problem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not comfortable with people saying things to me like that and then just walking away like it's cool because you don't know what's going to come behind it. You don't know if he got a real attitude, he got a beef, or what. So I cut hair and I just keep on cutting, but I'm watching him and he watching me, And I don't say anything to him. He don't say nothing to me. But like I say, these are little things that you learn in prison, and you know who's who and what they are. Normally a dude is just talking and he not gonna really do nothing. You can really feel that out after you've been in prison a while, especially me. And after I've been in prison as long as I have and encountered so many incidents and so many different situations. Yeah, so I keep my eye on him and he keep his eye on me. So now we watching each other. So it's crazy, But in my mind, I got a lot of things going on. Like, man, what's up with this dude? So some of the Virgin Island dudes started coming up to me and talking to me, telling me about him, man. They like, man, listen, this man Yachty, man, you talk to, man, the man crazy, man, the man crazy. He crazy back over our way. He crazy. We know him, he like crazy, and that's why no one talks to him. So I'm like, what you mean crazy? Like what? You know what I'm saying? Man, they say this dude is notorious on the street and in the prisons over there. They said, man, they been scared of him, man, since he was a little youngin', man. They say he done supposedly, killed a lot of people over there. He ain't never getting out of prison. He's did things to dudes in prison. They say he just like a psychopath, man. They say when he go off, he just goes off, right? So this raises my antennas even more because I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm dealing with a real live crazy cat here, you know. So I keep, you know, like I say, in tune, keep my eye on him, and we walking by each other for a day or two. He looking at me, I'm looking at him. But this is when I knew he was a real serious and dangerous dude because, like I say, I'm getting ready to approach him, but before I could, he approached me and he says something that I was going to say to the same effect. He was like, man, you know, I have to watch me, man. Me not your enemy, you know. And I was getting ready to ask him, I mean, why you keep looking at me, man? Do we got a problem or whatever? But he's saying the same thing. He's like, me not your enemy, man. You watching me? I said, I tell him, I ain't watching you, you watching me. He said, no, man, you watching me. Me see you watching me all day, man. Me not your enemy. I said, you wouldn't know that I was watching you if you weren't watching me. You know, so he said, oh, okay, man, you know, apples and oranges. You know, I said, okay, you right. So I leave him alone, he leave me alone. The next day is goes on, the next couple of days. So when it comes time for his haircut thing again, I asked him, you know, you want to get your haircut today? Because today is the day you're supposed to get your haircut. This is your time to get it, right? No, me don't want a haircut, man. You know, you only cut your buddy's hair. You know, you cut your buddy's hair. You cut who you want. You know, me don't need no haircut now. You know, so I'm like, okay, all right, bro. You don't want no haircut now. Don't come back later. Don't ask for no haircut. I said I cut everybody's hair here, not just my buddies. You know, because he was trying to imply I only cut my buddy's hair. You know, but I'm obligated to cut everybody's hair in there. You know what I'm saying? No matter who it is. So he was like, yeah, you know, me don't need no haircut, man, you know. So I'm like, all right, I go ahead and start cutting hair, whatever. He ended up coming up to me later on and wanted to talk to me. So he asked me like, man, when we get my haircut, man? I said, man, you just told me that you didn't need a haircut. You ain't want no haircut. You said I only cut my buddy's hair. He said, okay, me don't get no haircut. You know, he had this thing where he used to always like a little, you know, brush you off type stuff, like, you know, like he just exhausted with whatever you saying, which used to always really make me laugh. Later on, as I got to know him better, that used to make me laugh every time you say something. Then he had this one saying that I'll tell you about later on in the story, man. But anyway, man, we just started talking and everything, and I just straight up asked him, man, I said, look at here, man. All the people that came up here with you, man, from up your way, man, they don't even talk to you. They don't even deal with you, man. I said, what's going on with that, man? What type of, you know, situation you in where your own people don't deal with you? Man, me don't deal with them. Them not deal with me. Me don't deal with them. They don't talk to me because me don't talk to them. You know, them nobodies. You know, I said, them your people, man. Them not my peoples. Them own peoples. You know, them not my peoples. You know, so I'm like, oh, okay, man. I said, man, I said, listen, man, people tell me, man, you look crazy, man, over there. You got me. We all in jail. We all in jail. You know, if me crazy, they crazy. You know, we all in jail. You know, they don't talk about me. They don't tell me what they say. You know, he get mad because he feel like they talking about him, right? So he's getting agitated already. I can see him getting agitated, but he was like, man, don't listen to them. You me want to know about me, ask me. You know, he telling me to ask him about him. So I said, man, well, what's going on? He said, me no ask you what you do. What you do? You been here? You know, you been here a long time. You know, what you do? You know, I said, I ain't do what they said you did, you know. So he said, what they say? What them say about me? You know, I said, man, the people say you crazy over there, man. You well known over there. You just been doing crazy stuff since you was young, you know. So we just get to kicking it and talking. He started laughing about the situation, right? And then he started telling me some of the things that, you know, he was doing. So he said when he was coming up, man, you know, people were always over there, man. There was a lot of robbing and you know, stealing and stuff like that. So he said he got into it when he was young. And he said, man, it just was ultra dangerous over there. So whoever would survive over there would be the most dangerous. So he said that's what he was doing. You know, did what he had to do on the street to get what he wanted to get. And it ended him up where he ended up, you know, in prison, right? And he said when he got in there, he already had a reputation. Everybody knew him. So he had to do the same thing. So he just had to be crazy like that. So that's why he was walking around the penitentiary now, all the way in a whole nother state, you know, and the people that came over here with him don't even want to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no friends, and he ain't really want none. So me and him got to talking, man, and I liked the dude. You know what I'm saying? I kind of liked him, man. You know, so I started kicking it with him all the time. I liked his accent. Like I said, it reminded me of my pops. You know, and I used to just kick it with him, man. He used to tell me about things over there in the Virgin Islands, which I thought was some wild, wild stories, man. And I remember when he told me, man, when he started getting to doing the things he was doing, getting more and more crazy out there in the streets. He said he ran into some girls that he went to school with, and he wanted to go talk to him, and he was walking down the street, and he called for him when they looked up and seen him. Said the girl that was with the one that he was trying to holler at said, "No, don't talk to him, man. Them boy crazy. Them boy kill people, man. Come on, girl, let's go, let's go." And try to pull the girl away from him. She said people ain't even want to talk to him because they thought he was crazy, right? You know, because he had already had a reputation that fast. You know, always. You know, by the time he in high school, everybody knew who he was on the street. He wasn't even going to school anymore, but people already knew who he was out on the streets in the Virgin Islands. So he said the girl was scared to talk to him, so he killed people, don't talk to him. You know, so I thought that was crazy. He was like, man, I'm looking at her like, you know, what me went to school with you, me no kill you. You know, me don't do nothing like that. But he said, man, that's just how people perceived him after he got his reputation and whatnot. So I just thought that was crazy, man. And the way he used to tell me stuff over there, he used to tell me crazy stories about their culture and what they do over there. He said, this is a true story, man. If somebody from the Virgin Islands, they may know that I'm not telling no lie about this. But he told me that the white girls over there, they when they growing up, said their parents and stuff tell them if they mess with a black dude or have sex with a black dude, they'll grow a tail like a donkey. So I say, what? He said, yeah, man, they tell them girls that, they tell them that young, man, you know, them no mess with black men, man, they scared, man, they grow a tail, man. I said, man, are you serious? He said, yeah, you know, and he was like, if you put that in their head when they're young, they believe it, you know what I'm saying? Even when they get grown, they believe it. But he said, that's what they used to tell them to keep them away from them over there, man. So I just thought that was crazy too, man. But he just was a friendly dude when you got to know him, but I could see his persona and I could see why people perceived him as touch off, like they didn't want to be around him because he could be abrasive. When he get mad and he had an opinion, he always, you know, voice his opinion. He ain't gonna never agree with everything you say or nothing you say. Mostly everything, he got his own philosophy. He wanted to say what he said, and he had this one statement that I told you I used to say all the time that I use today sometimes when I be saying stuff to people because I think it's funny. But it was what he said. Whenever we get to arguing or we get to debating something, sports, a difference of opinion or everything, you could never get him to change his mind. Never. He always stayed fast on what even if you showed him the facts, he still believed it. And what was so ironic, this was his statement. Me supposed to believe you? No. You changed my mind? Convince me, change my mind. You're gonna change my mind talking, you're gonna convince me. No, change my mind. You know, and that was so funny to me. He's always say, convince me. You know, like I could change your mind, convince me. But nah, you couldn't convince him of anything. And that's what was so ironic. He's saying convince him, but he knew that he was not gonna let you convince him, because once he locked in on something, that's that, you know. But like I say, he was a controversial dude because of his attitude and his size and his persona, the way he looked at you, the way he talked, the way he gritted all the time and carried himself. But like I say, me and him got along. This during the time and era too, man, where we up here in these mountains, man, with these racist people up here, the officers is racist, they'll shoot you at the drop of a dime. We up here with all these young gang members, they will jump you, and you know, and they ain't worrying about getting shot. You know, because they going under code, they going under what their superior tell them to do or whatever. So if they want you off the block, man, they might tell them to go get you. Them dudes got to go get you. It don't matter if they gonna get shot or not. They got to do what the orders are that told them to do. So they didn't like Yardman because they don't like people that they don't want to be around them. They fear that they might have confrontation with down the line. So I know they didn't like him, but they didn't know how to deal with him because they heard about how dangerous he was. And then when you're looking at him, he's a big physical dude as well. So I remember, man, one time they got some new gang members in the block, man. Some blood dudes came in. And one of the dudes came in, was real tall and muscular, like I think his name was Hot Rod. And he was about 6'4" and muscular and everything. And they put him in the cell with Yachty because Yachty's cell was open. I knew from the beginning that was gonna be a conflict right there, you know. And he goes in there and Yardman ain't gonna change for nothing. He's gonna be him. No matter what, that's who he's gonna be, no matter who in there or whatever. He's not gonna be intimidated. He's not gonna be scared of nothing. So sure enough, they put him in there, and then the blood dudes is explaining to him that you going in there with this dude, don't nobody want to be in there with, da-da-da-da. And I guess they had told him, but we want to get rid of him anyway. We want to get him off the block. So the dude, he volunteered, like, oh, he in the cell with me. I take care of it. I get him. Wait till the doors close. I whoop him. And when the doors open, I make him go check in and leave, go get out the block. So he felt confident. That's what he told his gang members. He gonna get rid of them. He gonna beat them up when they locked in the cell. So Yardman get wind of it. He heard about it, so he already ready. He already prepared. And when old boy go in that cell and lock in, and they come around and they do their little count and they gone, it's all you heard was boom, 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 boom. They rumbling in there. They rumbling hard. So you got all the gang members on the door. They holler. They like, get him, man. Yeah, F him up, beat him up, man. Get rid of that. Get him. Yeah, all of this stuff you heard. And then you look, everybody's looking out their window. And this is the view that we have out our window. So if somebody come to their door, this is all you see is their face. So next thing you know, you're hearing all this rumbling and all this noise and everything. And next thing you know, you see the dude Hot Rod face pop up at the door with blood and everything all over his face, like, get me out of here! Get me out of here! Then you see his face like this. He get jerked away from it. Man, Yardman in there beating the doo-doo out of him. I mean, crushing him. And the police come running back in. They find out where the noise at. They go up there. They go chase him down. They get the door open. And they bum rush in there. They come out. And you see them, they come out, they bring old boy Hot Rod out. They drag him out, he bleeding. They had to call medical for him, put him on the stretcher, take him out there. They bring Yardman out, he cuffed up from the back and just walking and just looking around and looking at all like, beat me, huh? Where they gonna hurt me? When they gonna hurt the Yardman? You know, they know me don't hurt me. And they take him right on out, he ain't got a scratch on him. Man, everybody yelling and hollering like, ooh, all of this crazy stuff, man. It was wild as I don't know what. I don't know what Yardman put on him in there, but he put something tough on him in there. He tore him up, man. And dude was, if you look at the physicality of the way they look, you would think that he would go in there and do what he wanted to do with Yardman, because Yardman big too, but he's not muscular. But man, it ain't work out that way for him. It didn't work out good for him at all. And it was crazy, man, because then when it was over, everybody talking about, man, what happened, man? Oh, he must have hit him with something. He must have, he just whooped him. You know, he was prepared. You know, he knew. See, because loose lips sink ships. Dude had already going around his mouth talking about what he gonna do to him and it get back to him. So he was already prepared. He stayed ready, so he had to get ready. When dude was getting ready to make a move, he was already knowing what was gonna happen, and I guess he did what he had to do. Obviously, you know. And I ended up finding out later because, ironically, he gets locked up, so he's going to segregation. He in the hole. Ironically, man, I get locked up maybe 15, 16 days later for some foolishness that maybe I'll tell y'all about one day in another story, because this is about the yard, man. But I got locked up for some foolishness, man. Inciting a riot, which was absolutely not true, only because I didn't listen to an officer that was trying to dictate something to me, but he was doing it in an unprofessional manner. So I bucked on it, and by me bucking, that's inciting a riot, and they locked me up. So I get locked up anyway, and I go back in the hole in segregation, and they put me right beside Yachty. So he's in this cell, I'm in this cell, so we got to get up on the toilet, stand up on the toilet, and they got vents up there on the wall, and the vent is an air duct. So if I stand up on the toilet, I can talk to him and he can talk to me. It's just like we talking clear without the walls and all of that. So yeah, man, so we started talking about a lot of things, man. I was telling him about, you know, my people from the Virgin Islands as well. He's, you know, told me more stories about him in the Virgin Islands. And, you know, we got pretty cool, man. We got pretty cool. We stayed back there together side by side for probably about a month. And he got out before I did. And yeah, I liked it old Yardman, man. He was cool, man. But when I got out, man, they put me in a different block, man. And I wanted to keep in touch with him, man, and find out how he was doing. And, you know, thinking back on him now, I'm going to try to look him up, see if I can find him, you know, because I like to touch base with him, man. Because I got a lot of dudes right now that I'm still in touch with that's from prison. A lot of dudes still call me and everything. As I told y'all, I'm going to try to start doing a segment. If I can talk to them and get them all on board, that when they call, I'll record the conversation and y'all can hear the conversation so y'all can see what it's actually like in there, what dudes are actually going through. Hear the pain in their voice, hear the concern in their voice, hear the excitement in their voice. We'll be talking to somebody that's out here, man, that was in there with them. It's just it's a beautiful thing, man. But it's also a eye-opening thing. So I'm gonna try to introduce that to y'all. But like I said, man, the Yardman, man, shout out to the Yardman, man, from the Virgin Islands, man, a true penitentiary legend. A street legend out there in the Virgin Islands, a no-nonsense dude, man, but all in all, he had a good heart. I know because I got to know him on a different level. So, like I say, these are the different characters that you meet in prison, man, all kinds from all walks of life. I have an infinite amount of information about dudes in there, man, because I spent 33 years in there, 365 days of the year, day and night, man. So, it was something going on all the time. It was never, ever quiet in prison. Ever quiet in prison. It's noise and something going on at 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, so on and so forth. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed this little story about Yardman, man. I wanted to share that with y'all, man. Different person from a whole nother place. He was from the Virgin Islands, but he was integrated down here because he had to be, because this is what the system did. Brought him over here, and he was able to hold his own, man, and to be his own man. And I'm quite sure when he got out, he didn't have no more problems, because ain't nobody want no problems with him. With his reputation and what he has already displayed over here, because that's what's crazy too. You can have a reputation and people are still going to try you, because his reputation was coming from the Virgin Islands. But over here, that's just hearsay to them. It's always going to be somebody that's going to have to see it, feel it, make it tangible to make it real to them. So he made it real with Hot Rod. So now they know what he'll do. They know that it's real, and they don't really want that type of problems, because like I say, when you get to messing around with people that ain't got no cut card and they ain't got no mercy, you're messing around with your life and you can lose your life. So I don't think they bothered him anymore. I don't think he had any more problems out of him for the rest of the time he was there. But I ended up leaving. After I got out of the hole, I probably ended up leaving 4 to 5 months later, which was one of the greatest blessings I got besides making parole, was leaving from up there in the mountains, man, because that was the worst time of my entire incarceration, because it was just that much madness up there going on. But thank God I made it through, and I was able to be out here and talk to y'all right now. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate y'all rolling with me on every step of the way. I got some more stories coming for y'all, some more individuals. This was just something that was on my mind real fast about Yachty when I started reminiscing about these stories. So I just wanted to get this off my chest while I still had it in my head. But I got some more stories about guys that I was locked up with, man, that I'm going to tell y'all in detail about. And they'll be coming soon. I'm going to be trying to put these videos out more often. And I'm going to start doing more lives as well. I think I'm going to pick a day like Saturday night lives. I'm going to start doing like lives on Saturday, every Saturday. So hopefully y'all come join me, and y'all going to get with this movement that we got, man. This positivity movement, man. This learning movement, this educational movement, where we just trying to teach people, man, these things that's going on in prison so you won't want to go. you won't want to be there. And you can show these videos to your young kids, your nephews, the young people that you got around you in your life, in your community. Advise them to watch these videos, share these videos with them, because if they think what they're doing out here, they're going to be able to do in prison, or they think it's going to be something sweet in there, they're going to be sadly mistaken. But and even the biggest mistake is you're going to realize that you can't get out when you want to. You're not going to be able to get in there and be like, oh, this ain't where I want to be, and you'll be able to get out. Nah, once you in there, you're not going to be able to get out until these people let you out, man. So be smart, man, and be safe, man, and make good decisions, and try not to get up in the situations that I ended up in. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all out there, man. Y'all keep rocking with me, man. We're going to keep moving. If you ain't subscribed, please go subscribe, man. Subscribe, like this video, share this video, subscribe, hit your post notification button so y'all can know when the next video is coming out. And I'll see y'all in a minute, man. Peace and love, man. Be smart, be safe, make good decisions.
The bacon special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.